Our sense of citizenship in this country calls upon us to really make sure that opportunity exists for everybody and to recognize ways to encourage young people in particular to be participants in the city and to be participants in their community.
You and Kevin started the program, sports had kind of fallen a little bit off the radar screen as an approach. Now it seems more mainstream, but in the mid-90s, people didn't really focus that much on sports.
Kevin Fitzgerald and Meade-Chief approached me about energizing neighborhoods through sport and physical activity and trying to spread the message that engaging youth and engaging the community would lead to better outcomes for kids. I was enthralled and I bought in almost instantly. And that same kind of enthusiasm has ensued over the last 16 years. In fact, it seems like yesterday.
Well, 16 years ago, we had 3 people sitting around a table talking about the importance of kids being physically active, were there opportunities for kids to be active in the city, and what could we do about it? We started a program called Urban Youth Sports, which is now called Fitzgerald Youth Sports Institute, named after Kevin Fitzgerald.
It seemed like it was kind of an interesting, way to rethink, something that had been done in the past but had kind of fallen into the, into the background. So that just seemed like a very intriguing idea that somebody was going to kind of reinvent urban sports.
I really thought it would work, and it's why we at Blue Cross participated.
Any good outreach program or any campaign to create acceptance for an idea and a concept, you need to go out and talk with people. You need to embrace them in their ideas. We weren't going out there to tell people how they should organize sports. We were going there to learn how they organize sports best. What could we offer them in form of resources and intellectual capital that would help them improve their programs, and then what examples did they have that we could take and share with others?
There was a Congress starting, Boston Youth Sport Congress. The mayor had brought people together, wanted to look at these issues that were confronting kids and how we could make an opportunity for kids to be their best selves, to be active and to make healthy choices.
I had been fortunate to be invited to the Youth Congress because I was on the Boston Conference of Community Health Centers as a co-chair. So they wanted a health component there. And it really raised incredible questions. And when I brought back some of the information to the clinicians at the health centers, they too responded in a very rapid way of, this is something we need more information about.
This Congress was different from most conferences. It was not a one-day shot. We had then had monthly meetings that were hosted by key leaders throughout the city, one of them being the Healthy Development Committee that was chaired by Jim Hunt.
I can recall the Youth Congress and how varying groups coming together was not an easy thing to accomplish. Kevin's leadership helped that immensely, and be it groups in Jamaica Plain or Dorchester or throughout the city of Boston that basically had their own ideas, he was able to help foster those. And through training programs that we initiated in the Sports Congress, we were able to bring those, if you will, divergent views together.
We had so many different cultures in Boston at the time, and we didn't realize, or at least a lot of us didn't realize, that some cultures do not allow their children to participate in sports or physical activities, and there are also cultures where, their parents are only concerned with academics. And I think what we did was we educated a lot of people how that you could use both of them and keep them together and still have a positive young man or a positive young woman. I thought that the mayor was very, very helpful in getting this off the ground. I thought that we had a great audience, especially at the first one. And I think what that did was it opened up the avenues for us to talk about these things rather than try to hide them.
The mayor really bought into this idea of bringing everybody who believes in sport as a tool for improving the lives of young people. And so we went out to all the institutions and all the agencies and all the not-for-profits, and we brought them all together. And we worked with Linda and Kevin Fitzgerald to create what has become a movement.
We started talking about what are the issues, what are the barriers to participation, what are the benefits to children being physically active. And there was a gentleman named Dr. George Askew. He was a pediatrician at Mattapan Community Health Center. And I'll never forget that day, because that's when I knew the first program we were going to start. Dr. Askew, 16 years ago, said that he was seeing an increase in obesity, type 2 diabetes, asthma, but he was so busy seeing patients, he didn't know what was going on outside the clinic doors. What could he tell parents to get involved in? Were there activities? Was it safe? What were the barriers? And that was my aha moment. I went back to my group and said, this is what we're going to do.
And Kevin came and knocked on the door to say, how do we work together? We were so excited. We knew there were opportunities for us that would be there, that you guys would have information that would be a tremendous wealth of support to the families we served.
We went to various neighborhoods throughout the city, met with various people, various young people in particularly, not even knowing what was available in their community, although some communities really were very, very lean in terms of opportunities for young people.
Collaboration has been the key to our success. We have collaborated over the last 16 years with many organizations that have helped us get to where we want to be, have helped us in the community, helped us deliver programming.
When I look back, I think that we had a concept. And so with a concept, you have to sell it. And we sold this idea that there are a lot of young people in a city who don't have the same experiences as some of us who have been fortunate enough to be involved in sports, in youth sports. And then that we supported that with legitimate rationale, and then with partnerships to expand the movement. So a concept turned into not one program, not one institution, but it grew into a multifaceted, numerous programs that reached thousands and thousands of young people over the 16 years.
I think we've been very lucky over the years with Dr. Nesson, Dr. Thier, Dr. Mongan, Dr. Gottlieb to have, CEOs who really cared about how we connected with the community and the neighborhoods. So that was kind of the framework that we operated under. And then when you have a phenomenal team, Matt Fishman, Ronnie Sanders, they always figure out how to solve the problems, because these things are never that straightforward. There's always issues you got to be creative about.
We miss Kevin every day. He was a dear friend and a colleague, and certainly carried so much water for all of us at the community level. He was like a dog when it came to pursuing goals, as he was with this program. So as a community leader, as a Mission Hill kid, as a prominent legislator, as the establisher and champion of the Children's Health Caucus in the legislature, as a champion of urban youth sport, and certainly a dear friend of the community health centers, Kevin Fitz's legacy will continue on in perpetuity, not only through the programs that we do in the community health centers, but the lessons that have been learned and the energy that has been put forward on a continuing basis by all the board members, by Meade-Chief and her stalwart work, by all the folks who were founders and stuck with the program all the way through these years.